John Beverly, the Candyman, the businessman with a conscience, on LICMC.net radio every Saturday at 3 p.m.
Hello, everyone. This is John Beverly, the businessman with a conscience here at the Alchemilan Village, where each one reach one, each one teach one. One brick, one building, one block at a time. And as we often say, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And we show that we care about the things that we do. Well, just a reminder, remember this is the holiday. So I'm asking all of you to be careful and to be watchful and to be careful and watch your surroundings. You know, if you see something, say something, and be considerate of others as well as you would like them to consider you as well. And today, once again, I'm just asking that we don't get carried away with this holiday and overdo things, and then next year we'll be whining and wishing we wouldn't have did this or that. But most important, we just have to be mindful and pay attention. And as you have known from the beginning, I've always said, think about what you're about to do before you do it. Because sometimes when you rush and make decisions, you can make the wrong decisions. And even sometimes when you think about what you're about to do and the decision that you're about to make, you still sometimes, in some cases, still make the wrong one. But hopefully, if you think about what you're about to do and how it's going to affect you and others, it'll help you to make the right decision. And today, as well as supporting, and we have a lot of black-owned business that's in the clothing business. I may not know people or in the furniture business or novelty business or the gift toy business or whatever. But if you know someone, a black-owned business, support them. Reach out, and touch someone. Help to put a smile on their face. And as I often say, and have been trying to remind people, uh, others as well, that to be mindful of this time of the year because this can be a very lonely time of the year for different ones. Some husbands, some wives have lost their spouse or the other, or loved ones, their children's. And this time of the year, it could be a little damper for them. Kind of, they thinking about this time of the year where everybody is celebrating, everybody is happy, but in a sense, everybody is happy except for them because they're kind of caught up, unfortunately, in their loss. So I'm asking, and not just that, just as a whole, reach out and think about your neighbor. Think about your neighbor next door, the old guy down the street you see sometimes. I have some neighbors, and I have some pretty good neighbors. And every now and then I take my garbage out and I come home and I see my can is in. And I've always taken it for granted that my son was taking the garbage can back in after it was being dumped. But in some cases, in a lot of cases, it was my neighbor that was over there. He'd take his in and he'd come back out and grab mine and put it in the back of the house. And I can appreciate that because that's something that he really don't have to do. But he made a conscious decision, I guess, because well, I'm already out here and I'm doing it. I might as well do this for my neighbor, and I really appreciate it because, like I say, and my father have always told me, people don't have to care enough about you to do anything. And when they think enough of you to do something, appreciate it. Let them know that you appreciate it. Even when it snowed and stuff last year, leading out, and sometimes throughout, the cold winter times, I dreaded going out there, and there were some cases I look out there and I see him doing this snow, and even though I got my own little snow blower, I would get up and get my little self together and get my stuff together. And by the time, in some cases, I got out and went out and look, and he done shoveled, plowed the driveway, the walkway, and the entrance into the driveway to the garage. And it makes you feel good when people, you don't even have to ask them, they just do it. And and when you thank them and appreciate it, and we've established that we are just kind neighbors, because every now and then I manage to get up before he do, and when I do, sometimes I haven't did it a whole lot of times, but I've done it a few times, and I managed to after shelving my plowing out my walkway and driveway, I goes up and down hills and the entrance to his house, down his driveway back to his garage, so he'll have a way in and out as well, just to return the favor. Not that I owed him anything, or we do things to hold over each other's head to say you owe me or I owe you, but just that we thought enough of each other to take the time out to do that. And like I say, we appreciate one another, so it don't even have to be stuff like that. Like I say, this is Thanksgiving is coming up, then Christmas is coming up. If you can afford to, and you got a neighbor down the street, a little old lady, a little old man or something, perhaps if you can afford to buy them a scarf and a pair of gloves or something, it don't have to be a whole lot, but just something to let people know that you're thinking about them, that you are concerned, that you have a caring heart, that you care. Remember, like we say, people don't care how much you know, because you could be the smartest person in the world, but you don't care about others. Makes a big difference. So we have to show that we care about the things that we do. So when we take the time out to share a little love, to be kind to others, a friend of mine, Brother Jones, he barbecued on yesterday, but I saw him a couple of weeks ago, and I never known that this brother barbecue. And we had a little business going on out of his home, and be setting up at different areas, big old pit and everything, and he and his whole family has been supporting me over the years. They come up when we do our little barbecue on the first Friday and third Friday, and his mother, his sisters, his grandfather, his nephews, and what have you. All of them have been aunts, uncles, and aunts. All of them would come up here at one time or another. Even Brother Jones himself would come up here and sometimes buy ribs and steaks and lamb and different stuff from me. And I just
John Beverly, the Candyman, the businessman with a conscience, on LICMC.net radio every Saturday at 3 p.m. John Beverly, the Candyman, the businessman with a conscience, on LICMC.net radio every Saturday at 3 p.m.